So that's it for this course section. And in this course section, you learned how you can use ChatGPT for writing code, so for building applications and for enhancing applications. And as you learned in this course section, ChatGPT is really great for everyone. If you have no programming experience, you can use it to build entire programs from the ground up without understanding the code. And if you do have programming experience, you can use ChatGPT to really boost your productivity because you can use it to enhance your applications and speed up your development process. Now, if you got no programming experience, as you learned, it will typically all be about defining an initial task, and then about executing and testing the program ChatGPT gives you, and about iteratively improving that application. So it is an iterative process, and as you saw in this course section, it can of course take a couple of prompts and take quite some time until you have the final result because you don't have that programming knowledge, but nonetheless at some point you will have that final result. And especially when it comes to building utility scripts or basic programs or basic websites, ChatGPT can really be a great help and allows you to build these things without knowing how to code. Though, as I also mentioned in this course section, you of course also should be careful because since you don't understand the code, it could potentially do bad things. It could delete files, erase data, or crash your system, depending on what kind of code you requested. So you should always be careful about executing that code since you don't understand it. Nonetheless, as mentioned, ChatGPT of course gives you opportunities you simply didn't have before. But in my experience, ChatGPT shines even more if you do have programming knowledge, so if you are a developer, because then it can massively boost your productivity. Now, as you learned in this course section, as a developer, you will most likely not use ChatGPT to build entire applications, but instead you'll use it to build those individual building blocks, which you then typically combine manually, though as you also learned in this section, you can of course also use ChatGPT to merge code for you or to at least help you with merging that code. So in the end, as a developer, it's all about using ChatGPT with this laddering technique where you break a complex problem, an application or multiple features, up into multiple smaller problems, into smaller prompts to get these individual building blocks, which you then can combine. Now, as you learned in this section, ChatGPT can be used for a broad variety of things as a developer. You can use it to generate the code for these building blocks, but you can also use it to refine and improve code, to find out about possible ways of improving the code, so to get improvement ideas. You can use it for debugging and for explaining code, and also, of course, for refactoring code. So you really have a lot of things you can do with ChatGPT as a developer. Though, as I also mentioned, you don't want to limit yourself to just ChatGPT. Instead, you also might want to consider using other AI tools like GitHub Copilot, which you can use directly in your code editor to speed up your day-to-day development workflow. Because whilst ChatGPT is powerful, you should not use it for everything. Instead, you also should sometimes refine code manually, because that might be faster than crafting a complex prompt. And especially when using other tools, like for example GitHub Copilot, you can often boost your productivity even more. Last but not least, you also learned that you can also use ChatGPT to generate dummy data, which also often can be very useful when working on an application. And therefore, now you have a solid overview of how you can boost your productivity by using ChatGPT, or how you can use it to build things you couldn't build before.